Thank you, Stefan. Wow, I have no idea why my microphone was muted. That's the first time I've ever started with it like that. Anyways, I guess I'll say the same stuff again here. I've been talking to myself, oh goodness, for like 2 minutes now. Oops. Okay. Anyways, welcome back to another live stream repair. We've got a whole bunch of stuff to fix here. I've been a little behind. I've been having to take some time off to get my car fixed so I can stop borrowing my wife's car. Anyways, we're back in action and we've got a bunch of stuff to fix here. So the first one is Adam's HomePod. This is the second one that they have sent us. The first one, it's pretty typical, no fuss repair there. But they also wanted us to shoot some diodes back to them so they could try to fix their other HomePod. They took their other HomePod to a local shop, and unfortunately, be it because of the repair shop's work, or it not being the original problem, or the way Adam put it back together, basically it's still not working here, Adam's second HomePod. So we're going to let Adam know that theirs is up here and see what's wrong. Who did what wrong here? There we go, Adam's been messaged, and then after that, this is not the only HomePod that we have today that someone else has already worked on. We've got Randy up next. Let's see what was up with Randy. I believe Randy's, they tore a ribbon cable. And then after Randy, we're got an anonymous no power, 3518. And then another anonymous, 3555. And then it looks like 3532. They have bad DC filters. And then F, they said put their first name down for the repair, and unfortunately I didn't get their first name. I've only got F. I've only got their first initial. So after that we've got Alan, and then 3458. Both of those are no power. 3547. Another no power. And then Gary. Look at that. What a list. What a freaking list. Let's split that up here. Beautiful. Okay. Take a second here. I am still exhausted. Let me tell you, it is not easy horking a 1990s twin turbo dual overhead cam fully assembled engine into your car by yourself. But I managed. I don't know how, but I managed. So, what's going on with Adam's HomePod here? I'm not going to plug this in right away because I don't want to possibly damage anything, cause more issues. We're going to take this apart, see if we notice any obvious mistakes made along the way, and then we'll test everything while it's all taken apart. See what happens. this is really difficult to do with the display by itself like this. If this is screwed down, it's way easier to separate these. Check and see if there's any damage to the display. It all looks pretty good there. Our main logic board looks okay. Cover your ears. Yeah, I don't think we'll have anything. We won't do any music or TTS today, at least yet. Maybe in a little bit we'll put some music on. But for now, at least, I want to sit here in a little bit of silence. Just get warmed up here. Let's see, don't have any of those. Oh, but I did. I'll show you guys the cur. If my phone will do what I tell it to do. Here it is. My 1989 right-hand drive twin turbo Nissan 300ZX. And goodness, is it fun to drive. I don't even have to drive it fast. It's just enjoyable to drive. There we go. Get that foam subwoofer gasket replaced with a nice solid rubber one on its way back together. So far, the way I see everything put together, you're looking spot on here. I have no complaints or criticisms. Everything looks like it was put together just fine. Oh, missing an amp screw there. That's understandable. That one's pretty hard to get to, and one or two screws on the amp missing isn't going to usually cause a problem. It's usually pushing down on those speaker terminals enough to give you a good signal. All right. We are here. We are in it. And so they already took this apart. They already took the board to an electronics repair shop and had them replace the diode. Did they check and see if it was even the problem in the first place? We don't know. Let's see if we have a short across that diode still. No, no short there. And let's see, do we have a short on anything on our TPS? Oh, I already see the problem. Womp, womp. We are missing a 0.1 microfarad. I believe that's a 0402 capacitor. Goodness gracious. No, the HomePod won't turn on without this. You need it. Shame on the shop. I don't know what the shop's name is, and I wouldn't tell you if I did. But let's go ahead and get that fixed here. That's probably all it needs, however. It doesn't look like they touched the filters, and I wouldn't expect them to have. They didn't ask for replacement filters, and I didn't send them any, so we're gonna do a little bit of preventative maintenance since we've got it here and it came all the way from Canada. And replace those DC filters since they love to go bad and cause death farts and all sorts of bass issues. I need to start a fresh bottle opener because my other one's full of caps. Cheers, folks. All right. I think my iron's ready. Oh, I'm sure Adam's not going to be happy to hear about this one. At least he didn't do anything wrong. This was purely whoever replaced that diode's fault. And man, they kind of scratched the PCB up too, right there. That is awfully close. That's really close to that diode. Shame. Shame. Alright. I am sure and certain that is all that this needs to turn on again, but since I've got it here, since the board's already warm, these don't have anything to do with any power issue, but I'm going to go ahead and replace these filters before they do go bad and cause death farts and all sorts of other bass issues. make their money spent on their repair here worthwhile. So, pretty cool, pretty neato. Glad we found that, just looking like literally the first place we looked. And I know for a fact that the HomePod won't turn on with that cap missing. I've tried. Many others email me about it all the time. Thankfully, it doesn't break anything else not having it there. It just still won't turn on for you. Now, the diode itself, you absolutely need that as well. And without it, your step-down converter right next to it will immediately blow up when you go to turn it on. So don't do that. Beautiful. Alright, I am so confident that we're going to go ahead and put this all the way back together. And then we'll test it out here. You know, they did a good job soldering that diode on there, I'll give them that. And they did a good job cleaning the board, I'll give them that. None of that really matters if you, if you lose other components on the board. It's not even that small of a capacitor, to be honest. There's plenty of smaller stuff on the board, and God forbid you crack open an iPhone, that stuff is... You think this stuff is just small. I didn't see the thing in the Discord about your HomePod, but I wouldn't be surprised about any weird behavior with your HomePod, considering you said it's bricked itself before, and it's not the first time you've restored it. So it's probably a hardware issue, and it's on its last legs by the sounds of it. Oh, good grief. What the hell? Goobered it, that's for sure. There we go. Oh, another one. What the hell? Alright, I need still, what, one more? Let's see, I know I got a bunch. You know what would be funny is if it still didn't turn on. It's gonna turn on. And it's gonna turn on. And it's gonna sound better than it ever did. Hangry? Nah. I had 2 Lunchables before starting. We're good. Exhausted and ready for a nap? Yes. We're at 30 minutes into it, and it was already taken apart. So we're out of it, man. I think we'll go to sleep after this one. How about that? We'll fix the rest of them tomorrow. How about that? But I am a little tired. There you go. Missing cap. So, Adam, I would have a word with that shop.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having trouble connecting.
Beautiful. One down. Here's the next one. This one's going to be interesting. So, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, we've got Randy. Theirs is bricked, but they also tried taking it apart. And they ripped the main ribbon cable, they say. This looks like a replacement that I sent them, actually. Did I sell them a ribbon cable too? Let's see. Interesting. Interesting. Is this their ribbon cable? Oh, it is. Yep, it's ripped right there. Sure enough. Yep. No big deal. What are we gonna do here? What's our... Oh, goodness gracious. What's our plan of attack? Well, let's take this apart all the way first and evaluate what we've got going on here. So we've got a logic board that is just hanging out in the open here, exposed. And then, oh, that's it for this. That's it for this. So what we need to do, going a little backwards on this one, but with it having blinking volume buttons, we don't know if the logic board has an issue or if it's just a software problem. Oh goodness. Damaged more than the main ribbon cable, I'm afraid. This is coming off the board right here. I'll just go ahead and finish the job so you can see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, so we won't be able to plug anything back into that. This whole, yeah, basically this whole shell, we should just replace it because that's ripped as well. Right here, where the ribbon cable starts to glue to the microphone itself. So, I mean, all that in combination, I think it's gonna behoove us to just replace this shell entirely here. Luckily, got another one here for them. Let's see. Their mesh is also pretty messed up from sitting so long like that. So I'll do them a favor and save ourselves a little bit of time. I won't bother swapping their mesh onto this one. I feel like the condition of this mesh is in better shape than theirs, so hopefully they won't mind that. If anything, they'll appreciate it. But let's get the amp out. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of hardware maintenance to the amplifier itself. And then we'll put it back together. We'll see if it takes a software restore, and if it's a hardware issue that's giving it the blinkies, then we'll save it for tomorrow and put another logic board in it and get this thing wrapped up. But in any case, let's knock out some stuff here. So we'll put everything back together in this. Oh, and I'm going to take their base. Can't tell if someone's already had this off. It looks like someone definitely tried. Someone definitely tried taking this off, but I can't quite. No, it doesn't look like anybody's ever even tried connecting to it yet. So for all we know, this could have just been a software issue, but for how much it would cost us just to fix everything else they broke and then attempt a software restore, even if it was just a software issue. There's, we'll give them the hardware maintenance. The stuff that usually goes bad on the amp here. We're talking the DC filters that love to go bad and Is that real? Are you for real right now? Are you actually serious? They didn't do this. This is from the freaking factory. There is no room there. Let me see, I can't get my camera to focus. Yeah, we're not gonna get a good shot of this. There we go. That's as good as we're gonna get. There is literally... There is a gap. I can see the gap, but... Apple... What is this? What is this? Why is this? Anyways, we'll go ahead and replace these. They normally go bad and cause death farts and bass issues. I don't know what the heck they were doing to that. And then we've got a 48K dated Schottky diode, so these love to fail and cause no power. Nobody's done these filters yet. That's from the factory like that. So, kind of concerning. But hey, technically it worked, clearly. Beautiful. That is how it should look. And we'll flip this around. Get that diode out of here before it needs it. With that date code on there, it definitely needs it. Alright. That should be one happy amp for a long time. Let's get this back together and we'll see. We'll see if it's got the blinkies still. I did notice a less favorable spot on this mesh that's starting to separate, so I don't want to use this for theirs. We will use this one. Looks really good, just needs to get cleaned up a little bit. That I can do. Physical damage I can't do anything about, but I can clean them. Let me move that base onto this one, so that way they've got the same serial number. I can't always help it, but when I can, I try. Make sure this is actually good. Yes, sir. I will use their screws, why not? In with that. In with the power supply. they did an excellent job prying that off. I'll give them that. Wow. Wow. 10 out of 10. I'll take that. Here's a good, solid subwoofer gasket that won't fall apart like that old foam stuff. Hopefully they didn't try anything funny with this logic board here before giving ourselves a chance to at least try a software restore on it. Unless someone else already has, but based on the lack of indents on its previous debug port, I don't think anybody tried a software restore on this one yet. They're missing one. That is alright, I've got plenty of spares for everything. Oh, I guess they weren't. It tells you how tired I am. Alright, so this should now at least turn on. It should still be bricked, but it's maintained internally. It's ready for us to try a software restore here, and if that fails, then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll take the top part back off and work on that logic board. Okay, that's taking a little. Well, actually, that's taking as long as I expect for a bricked HomePod. Randy's not next. Randy's now. Who's next? Let's let who's next know that they're next anyways here. 3518. Okay, let's find a number 3518. Excuse me, 3518. And let them know that they are coming up here really quick and fast. Alright. 3518 has been messaged. They are up next. We've got the blinkies on Randy's now here. So let's get that base back off. Where is my dock? Oh, I know where it is. I'll be right back. I think I need another one on the other side there. Alright. Oh, great news. 18.4 came out and I was able to build and restore with it no problem on a normal working HomePod. So, I mean, as usual, if we get any issues attempting a software restore here, that just means most likely there is a hardware error or a hardware issue with their logic board in particular. Let's give it a shot here. Alright, what's it gonna give us? Did I watch the Mac Mini vid? Unfortunately not. I haven't had time to watch anything the past few weeks. I've been underneath a car the past few weeks. And any time I've been inside, I haven't had any control over my own TV. I've lost control of my life. It's been consumed by children's content and HomePod repairs. Hey, look at that. It looks like it's restoring. Heck! Beautiful. Well, alrighty then. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set this laptop down to the side and make some room for ourselves. And we're gonna do a little bit of multitasking here because we've got so much to fix here. Beautiful, perfect, awesome. So, we're gonna have Randy's HomePod off to the side here. Let's see if I can't find their name tag. I kind of need that to keep track of folks. That's okay. That's all right. Where's... I have no idea where I put that. That's okay. I'll borrow another piece of tape. There we go. Who's next? We've got 3518. We've got a no power pod. Let's get their name up on the screen next to Randy here. $35.18, no power. After that is going to be $35.55. So we might as well let them know they're up next. Alright, and we are already 40% of the way through the software restore with Randy's HomePod. Let's see what's up with number 3518 here. We've got no lights, no power. Oh, jeez. We've only got 1 watt of power draw from the wall. Oh, it's turning on. Hold up. 3518. Did I write that issue down correctly? No power. But previously blinked volume buttons. Okay, so this one's going to definitely be... I have a feeling that it never had a no power issue. I have a feeling this one is purely software. Actually, it might be a hardware issue. Could be software, could be hardware. I meant to say it's purely a brick here. It's probably got the blinkies. It might have struggled in the middle of a software update for one reason or another, and made it appear like it wasn't powering on. Okay, well, we can't do much else with this one yet because we're using our USB adapter for Randy's HomePod. So I suppose we'll just move on to the next one for now, and then we'll come right back to this one. We'll go to 3555. Does this one have no power? Sure enough, no lights, no power. Are you serious? 0 watts from the wall. Today is a day for strange / less common issues. Does that even flinch? Let's try it again. No, it doesn't budge at all. I have a feeling that's going to be a blown fuse. I do notice a small crack on the display there, so we want to be careful getting in there. We don't want to make that worse, but also that's something to look for. Possibly a bit of physical damage from being dropped or mishandled at some point. It's not often we get a blown power supply fuse around here, especially with one that was presumably ran on 110 volt AC power. We're 100% of the way through the software restore on Randy's HomePod. It looks like it's just doing its final touches, and then we can flip it around and see if it springs to life. Display looks okay. I don't see any issues with that. I don't see any dents on the logic board indicating it was dropped terribly hard. Close your ears. You can open them again. Alright, the first HomePod that's being opened for the first time for today. Everything up to this point, someone's already opened up before us. Oh. Restore finished. Excuse me. Perfect. Randy is alive. And we already did the hardware maintenance. We did the hard part. So this one is ready to go home after a night's testing. Oh, let's go ahead and see if number 3518 here is going to be an easy one or not. We're going to turn my Bluetooth off first of all, so my phone's camera doesn't die. Because, you know, for whatever reason, if you're using an iPhone camera and a HomePod setup is near you, it will turn the camera off. All right. Let me kick this off really fast. We're going to pwn it. We're going to reset it, and we're going to run our iDevice restore command. Give me the good stuff. Waiting for NAND. No. Okay. Not the end of the world, just means more work and or parts for us. And for number 3518 there. So unfortunately, that basically means this one, number 3518, is not going to be the easy route. But still totally fixable. So, we'll put this off to the side, we'll make a note of it, we'll let them know, and we'll get to it with a fresh logic board on likely tomorrow's stream here. I believe that would be all of the blinky bricks today. Everything else is going to be known hardware issues. So let's carry on. Let's get the screen cleaned up here. There we go. And up next is going to be number 3532. So we'll let number 3532 know that they are next. Here they are. Alright, 3532 has been messaged. We carry on. One more thing. Cheers. Oh yeah, I've been ignoring the chat the whole time. I won't deny that this time. Except for that one guy with his brick, or with his HomePod stuck on an old OS. Frankly, I just don't think I have the energy to bounce between the chat and repairs right now. I'm just trying to stay alive. I am exhausted. But I can finally take these next few days to not be under a car and rest and recuperate and catch up on these repairs. Go to sleep. I wish I could just go to sleep. If I went to sleep, so much would happen without me. And then what? Where did that one go? There it is. Interesting. The 10 ohm resistor is looking rather roasty. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, yeah, right. Hold up. That's right. This one's not a diode. This one's probably going to be a blown fuse. I am so used to doing these diodes, man. Whenever it's something else, I see the problem. If we take a close look at our power supply, we've got some clear damage right here. So, both in the interest of time and how many power supplies that I have sitting around here, I'm going to relegate that board to parts, and I'm just going to replace it outright. Maybe one day when I've got no more power supplies and I need a few, we'll go through and fix a few of them. Or if we're looking for content to make, I'll dig a few parts ones out and fix them for you folks. But let's get to the amplifier board and do a little bit of maintenance here. I'm sure it's going to turn on with a replacement power supply, but we do want to take care of other common issues here. The Schottky diode does not have the date code that usually says that it fails and causes no power, so that's good. I was talking about the 10 ohm resistor over here. You can see it's kind of got like almost a copper tinge to its pads on the edges there. You can almost see that. So we're going to replace that along with our DC filters. Chances are these DC filters are probably already bad, and that's why this resistor is starting to look bad too, and this thing was probably very close to death farting if it wasn't already death farting before it was sent to us here. Anyways, let's go ahead and knock out some of that stuff here and get it working again. These won't have anything to do with their power problem, but they'll certainly, if they didn't already go bad by now, they will go bad and cause issues with their base in the subwoofer, so better safe than sorry with how often we've seen these failing. Okay, Joker, get on there. Ah. There we go. Haha! Beautiful. Gorgeous. And that 10 ohm resistor there, let's get that taken care of. It does not matter how you orient this. You just gotta have the pads on the pads. You can have it upside down. You can have it right side up. Here we go. All right. That should make for one happy, long-lasting, better-sounding HomePod. I just want to mentally prepare you guys ahead of time. There is no chance that we're going to get that whole queue fixed today. Frankly, I didn't think I was going to have this long to fix as much as we did up to this point, but I haven't gotten a text from the wife, so the way it looks, we've got at least time for one more until she texts us. So maybe one or two more here. We'll see how many more we can get through. She's also going to be making beef bulgogi for dinner tonight, and there's no chance that I'm going to be the cause for any delay for that. All right. There we go. Who's next? 3532. And then
I'm having trouble connecting.
we've got F. So let's let them know they're next. All right. The next repair has been messaged. We've got quite a poppy pod for number 3532 here. Some bad DC filters. Let's get it fixed. Oh. Cover your ears. I'm not going to acknowledge that comment, Stefan, because then it won't happen. Ooh, you got lucky, Stefan. I didn't catch that before you deleted it. Yeah, alright. That looks good. Smells good. A little questionable at first, but I have literally never stripped those screws out before, but to have two of them strip out all of a sudden, Oh, those were really in there, though. Okay. Alright. We're replacing our DC filters first. These love to go bad, and these are probably what went bad in this case and caused their death farts and louder than usual popping here. We'll get those replaced, and then we'll see if it needs anything else besides a new subwoofer gasket. Very good. We've got a 52K dated Schottky diode. Those don't fail and cause power issues. Our 10 ohm resistors looking fine and dandy. Goodness, that might be it. Let's get this back together. See if we can't squeeze another pot or two out before my wife shows up. Beautiful. Popping be gone.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Beautiful. Folks, we will be right back. And then we are going to fix up number 3554 here, and this will be the last one that we've got time for here. We'll pick up with Alan's tomorrow. We will be right back. Okay, welcome back. We've got F's HomePod here. Let's see what we've got. No lights, no power, and a couple of watts from the wall from this very beautiful. Let me say really quick, I have to point out of all of the HomePods that we've had in here that still had the plastic film on it, the condition of the plastic film on this one is absolutely immaculate. There is one mark that I can see on it. I have never seen another one this clean. The mesh, it's like a 9.8 out of 10. It's fantastic. This HomePod is absolutely beautiful. And one thing that we do to keep these HomePods looking just as good and completely so that you can't tell whatsoever that it was ever worked on is that we take this and we've got our HomePod sitting on this. You'll notice this sitting underneath every single HomePod that we've got in here that we're working on. And it's not just for looks or anything. This is obviously a spare speaker basket from a HomePod from long ago, but it fits the base perfectly, so it doesn't wiggle around. But the biggest reason why I set the HomePods on top of this piece is so that when we slide the mesh down, what'll happen, I'll grab another one here to demonstrate, because I don't want to do it to this one. It's really nice. But what'll happen is if you don't have, you just have the HomePod sitting on a table, and you go and you pull the mesh down, you see what's happening here to the mesh? This is going to crease it, and that's going to permanently indent it. And when you go to pull it up, as soon as you go to pull it up, it's already left a mark. You might be able to massage it back out. It comes out usually all right, but I mean you can see it already. And I kind of cringe every time I see anybody online fixing these, and they have it sitting on a table and then they go and it's like you just destroyed a perfect mesh. So that's why we do this, because this not only helps us work on it, keeps it nice and sturdy, but when we pull the mesh down, you can see now that there is still a bit of a gap before the HomePod actually sits on the table. So without this, it's just gonna squish that mesh down and ruin it. One little trick of the trade there for you, but we've been doing that since pretty much day one. You go back to our literally like one of our very first repair streams, and you'll see we weren't using this. We didn't quite figure this out yet, but we were sitting it on top of something, be it a cup or a bowl or something, so that it wasn't sitting on that mesh and ruining people's stuff. Anyways, let's dig in. Man, I feel like that just gets harder every day. No, we're not putting music on. That'll take me as long. I'll run out of time if I have to sit here and fiddle with the music. Close your ears. Arthritis. I don't think it's arthritis, because it's not. I don't hurt in the joints. My joints are fine. My bones feel fine. My muscles are. It's purely just a muscle soreness. I've been horking, 1,000+ pound car parts around for the past few days, not giving myself a break. But I'm finally done with it. I can finally rest and relish in my work and enjoy my car and drive it until something else breaks. Well, we'll see. I'm really shocked. I managed single-handedly, all by myself, to pull that engine, tear it down to the bare freaking crankshaft and pistons and block. And I had to replace 2 bent rods. 2 bent piston rods. And then I got the whole thing back together. And it runs. I drove it down to the post office today. Drove like a champ. Drove like the dream that it is. We'll get that foam gasket replaced with a solid rubber one on its way back together. Oh, yeah, here. I don't know if y'all have Instagram. I don't know if that's like an old person thing now, but here's my Instagram, 32Zs. You can check out my Z32 journey there. I've got two 300ZXs. I've got a Z31 and a Z32, and I've got a profile for each one. So you can check those out on Instagram if you want. But that's what basically happened. My new fuel injectors leaked too much fuel into the cylinders, and the cylinders weren't able to compress the fuel as they were coming up, so they bent the rods. That was an absolute nightmare, especially after getting it back from the shop, having it rebuilt for the second time. And I just said, screw it, I'll fix it myself. Yeah, not everyone needs social media. If I didn't, if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably make myself invisible. Not bother with any kind of online presence, except for the occasional trolling, maybe. Alright, we're going to knock out those fart filters first, so this doesn't come back to us with death farts or bass issues. Alright, fancy new filters are on there. Let's get that dead diode. That's what's causing our power issues. We've got a 46K date code on there. So if we get that replaced with a brand new one, that by in and of itself will prevent this from failing again. It's only a bad batch of these diodes floating around out there that they're failing in the first place. And there we go. Nothing else stinky or suspicious in here, so we'll get it back together. And we'll get out of here for today. Yeah, you might remember YouTube without ads, but do you remember YouTube when Red vs. Blue and Ray William Johnson and Fred, and I didn't watch Fred, but Machinima. You weren't an iPod Touch kid. I wasn't an iPod Touch kid either. My first piece of I didn't have my first piece of technology until I was like 14 or 16, if you don't count the Nokia phone that we had as a family phone. My first piece of social media was when I turned like 14 or 15, when MySpace started blowing up. I made a MySpace account, and then I asked my mom if I could have one. Nah, I went outside when I was a kid. I was riding my bike to the gas station and getting my Surge soda. That's all my friends and I would do, was we would literally just ride our bikes around town. Maybe play a little basketball or some kind of sport. Back when getting onto the internet was an actual, like, kind of an ordeal, and you had to, kick everyone else off the phone. Ooh, and one of the funnest things to do would be to find the biggest hill in town and bomb down it. See who could ride what down it the fastest. Be it their bike or their scooter or their skateboard. The smaller the wheel, the sketchier it got. I'll never forget that wipeout I had on that little scooter going down that hill way too fast. There was also the time I just straight up fell out of a tree. And I just I just got up and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going home now. It's hilarious. It was classic, cartoon, I lost my balance trying to get out of the tree. I was probably 15, 20 feet up. And I was crawling down from this tree in my friend's yard. And I slipped. And I hit 2 or 3 different branches on my way down. Thankfully, they broke quite a bit of my velocity. So I didn't hit the ground too hard, but it was just... Oh, it was one of those moments that you wish someone was recording. If you've never climbed a tree before, if you can, you definitely should. Try it at least once. And then just when you get there, just sit there and just take it in and appreciate it for a moment. You don't gotta go all hippy dippy. Just appreciate it. Alright. Can you even tell the difference before and after we took it apart? I didn't think so. And it's fixed too. What a bonus. Folks, that's all that I've got the time for here and now. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I hope to catch you in the next one.